Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I kind of want to talk about copyright laws, and I know it sounds pretty boring, but a lot of the content creators don't really understand what they are or what each of them means, such as what public domain is, what's fair use, etc. So this is mostly for small creators who might be confused about some of these things or think they know what they mean or what's considered okay to do on YouTube in terms of using other people's videos or music. But a lot of small content creators I've seen got this actually kind of wrong, so I really wanted to clarify what some of these mean. And, you might be wondering, what does a dead YouTube channel with 1,420 subscribers know about copyright laws? Well, I've had my fair claim of copyright claims and research on this topic, so I can better understand why exactly this company can make a claim on my video. And yeah, so let's get into it, guys, and enjoy the gameplay. Alright, so if you go to dispute a copyright claim, you can kind of see what I'm about to explain here, but I figure it might be good to put in a video. So if you go to dispute a copyright claim on your video, you have all these different this checklist of things that you have to say, like, did I use something that was public domain, or that was considered fair use, or do I own this song? Pretty much, if you own the song, like you made it, it's okay to use the song without getting credit, right? But buying a CD or a song on iTunes does not mean that you have the right to use that song in your video. So say you buy the song Shake It Off by Taylor Swift. That does not mean that you can use it in your video because you do not own any kind of licensing to that song. And the other common misconception is if you're not monetizing the video, you can dispute the copyright claim. That's actually not true, because copyright claims, as we know, means that the company can put ads on your video to make money off of your video for them, not for you, for them. So regardless of if that video is monetized or not, you can still get a copyright claim on it for using material that isn't yours or you're not given permission to use. And then the other really big one that I think a lot of small creators get wrong is that if you give credit in the description of your video to that artist and to whoever composed it, you can get away with, a pass in copyright laws and not getting a copyright claim. That's actually 100% incorrect. So just because you post a disclaimer in the description doesn't mean that you have the license to use that material. So basically, if you want to use an NCS song, all of those videos have in the description what exactly you need to do to use that song in your video. NCS music is not copyright free. Never assume anything is copyright free. The channel name might be NCS Sounds. That does not mean that the artists don't want you to give credit for their work. So if you see an NCS Sounds or anything that says no copyright on it, make sure you check the description of that video or the channel that uploaded it to see what they want you to do to be able to use their music, whether that be copy and pasting a series of links from their video into the description of your video if they want you to pay for it and that they won't put a copyright claim on your video, or you have to email them to use it on monetizable content. So some content creators are okay with you just copy and pasting like a little thing saying, this is the artist who made this song, here are their social media links. Well, not every creator wants you to do that. Some of them want you to contact them directly if that video will be monetized, so they know not to claim it, or so they can discuss using that song, quote, commercially, because that means that it's content that you're going to make money off of, and therefore they need to discuss a different type of licensing with you. The other thing that you need to consider is what's considered fair use in public domain. So basically, fair use is almost done case by case. So it's fair use if a video has the Creative Commons license on it. Usually if you scroll down to the bottom of a video's description, it'll say standard license or Creative Commons license. If that video has Creative Commons license on it, that means that you can feel free to reuse that content as many times as you want without any issues. If it has the standard license, and there's nothing in the description that says this is how you can use my content, you cannot use that video or that song without contacting whoever the content creator is to make sure that they know that you would like to use their content, and so they can give you contractual permission to use their content. So that could be in the form of just, they email you saying, hey, it's okay for you to use this video, I give you full permission, you won't get a claim. So if by chance their company auto claims it because they see that their content is in your video, you can contact the company and say, I had legal right to use this because so-and-so gave me permission to use it in this email. Fair use is a very tricky policy because sometimes the copyrights on songs or content changes. So if you're going to make a dispute on a video with a copyright claim on it saying that you had fair use on that content, then you could actually end up being incorrect in that scenario because fair use is usually done case by case because there are so many factors that go into it. And the other thing you have to consider is public domain. So public domain is kind of tricky. Basically, public domain means that the video is considered like usable by the public without needing to give credit and isn't protected by copyright anymore. So a lot of really old video games, like even from the early 2000s, don't copyright their music because either the copyright expired on it and the game is just so old that they won't renew it, or the game is just so old that they're not worried about people making a video about it with their copyright music in it, because some games do actually use copyrighted music in them, which is why if you're a gaming YouTuber, it's important to remember that you might need to check the music of that game before you upload the video just to make sure that the music isn't outright copyrighted. Some games, like IO games, use music that's background music, but if you were to get a claim on your video claiming that song, you would have a kind of special scenario to deal with because most IO games devs are smart enough to know not to use copyright music in their games for licensing reasons, like how Surviv, this is kind of a different topic, but Surviv had to rename the HK gun to an M series of letters and numbers name because there were licensing problems with using the name HK whatever. So they had to change that because there are issues that developers have to deal with copyright, especially when the game gets kind of bigger and big corporations are looking to get more money. So in terms of games using music, I'd say pretty much if the game has music in it, it's fair to assume that the content in that game will not be copyrighted. But like what happened with Minecraft recently, the song called Sweden, like the C418 song Sweden, that was copyrighted about, I think, last year, and now if you use that song in your video, you will get a copyright claim, even though that song used to be in the game. But if you've noticed this, C418 Sweden is no longer in Minecraft. So you cannot use that song in your video and justify it was part of the game, so therefore I have the right to use it. Because usually if it's a game and the music is in it, you can't get a copyright claim because that music was kind of okayed by the game developer to be used in videos, because by default it's assumed that if a game exists, someone's going to make a video on it. And you don't want to get a copyright claim on content creators' videos from that game because copyright claims usually tend to drive a creator away from whatever song or game has that copyright content in it, because it just gets really tricky to deal with later on, and it means fewer videos you can monetize. So yeah, I hope that kind of clarified some things for everyone. If you have any questions about copyright that I didn't really clarify, feel free to comment them. So yeah, see you guys later. Hopefully this helped. Bye!
oh quick me quick na me oh quick oh quick me quick na me oh oh quick me quick me oh oh me quick me oh me oh me oh oh me na me oh oh me na now na oh quick oh na me oh oh me oh now na me oh quick me oh now na me oh quick me na me oh quick na me oh quick oh quick na me oh quick me